Classic prom, baby. Sock Hop Classic, 1956. Let's go to Billboard's Top 100 of November 3rd, 1956. And I talked about a song by the Chordettes just a minute ago. The Chordettes, the big hit by the Chordettes off this Hot 100 was "Lay Down Your Arms." That was at number 24. They got another song on this Top 100. It's at number 50. "Teenage Goodnight." Yes. Why must I be a teenager in love? You can play that song right beside that. I mean, you got yourself a teenage angst right there. A little bit of wishfulness, and it's a beautiful record, nice record. They were not rock and roll, but they did some really nice records. One of my favorite records was "Born to Be with You." That was a beautiful record. You still hear that on 50s on 5. 50s on 5 XM radio every now and then. But anyway, this song took a big jump. Teenage Goodnight jumped from 87 to number 50 the week of November 5th, 1956. Chordettes, originally from Wisconsin. They won a contest. Arthur Godfrey's Talent Scouts in 1949. They won a contest. And they recorded several EPs. They became regulars on Arthur Godfrey. And this was his radio show back in the late 40s. They recorded several EPs for Columbia, 10-inch records, and boy, they got a break. God, I love this part. 1953, Archie Blair. He was the conductor. He was the musical director, the orchestra leader of Arthur Godfrey's show, of his Talent Scout show. Archie Blair, he formed Cadence Records, and he started poaching Arthur Godfrey's regulars, his musical people, including the Chordettes. Signed him on to his record label, the Cadence record label, Mr. Sandman, in 1954. Now, here's the thing about Archie Blair. The guy's a producer. He eventually signed the Everly Brothers and Andy Williams. And he signed some of the early rock and rollers, although he is obviously more of a big band guy than a rock and roll guy. But on Mr. Sandman, Archie Blair, he stripped down the sound of that record, made it very sparse, so that the voices, the harmonies, the barbershop quartet rather, of the Chordettes wouldn't get all messed up, wouldn't just well, it wouldn't sound crowded. And he sang on that record. He was on that record. I think he was on that part. You remember when they said, "Mr. Sandman"? Yes, that was probably Archie Blair right there. I didn't know that. I think that was him, though. "Lollipop" was another big hit for them. Here's a little historical music history tidbit about this record. Well, about the Chordettes. The Chordettes appeared on American Bandstand. They appeared on American Bandstand August 5th, 1957. That was the first time American Bandstand was televised nationally on ABC. Chordettes. And one of the Chordettes actually married Archie Blair. It was Janet Erdel, who died in 1988. She passed away in 1988. Some of the other hits, "Eddie My Love," they did that, which was done by the Teen Queens and the Fontaine Sisters. Back in the 50s, a lot of people would cover the same song. You'd find maybe, if you go to a record rack and go through maybe the 33s or the 45s or the 78s, you'll find records by the same title but different artists covering it. Not out of the question, not by any means. Let's go back to Billboard's Top 100, 1956, November 3rd. And by the way, this song, it peaked at number 45, "Teenage Goodnight" by the Chordettes. Peaked at 45, but up to number 50 the week of November 3rd, 1956. A prom classic.